now we have a... So we're going to take a deep breath and begin to explore what it's like to confront startling things or things that would normally cause us that first step in the laundry list, our initial trait there, being fearful and isolating. We do that because we're afraid. Why would we be afraid? We've both got our lists. We all have our lists. We have lots of reasons why we were afraid. When something happened, chances are there was at least part of it going to be difficult. But it's different now. We're adults, and we can begin to explore how to do it right. And doing it right is going to change pretty much every time. How do you feel confident with that? You start feeling confident. You think about, how do we do it differently? The problem is we're on autopilot from our childhood. Our childhood gave us a pattern of behavior, and that's what we do automatically. So to change that behavior, it's just like changing any other habit. Is it like biting your fingernails and you want to stop? What do we have to do? We remind ourselves every time we bite our fingernails. It's like, okay, I'm going to have my little nail file, my little clippers right here handy, so I can take care of any rough spots or do anything I normally would pick at. And I'm going to remember to do that instead of bite. That's a real simple idea, but we have a tool handy and we remember to use that tool. Are we likely to have things come up? Yes. Will they likely come up again? Yeah. If we keep confronting them comfortably, at every turn, it's just a changing of a pattern. It isn't anything to be self-critical of. It isn't anything to scold ourselves over. And it certainly isn't anything to give up over. That's why we're doing this one thing at a time. Fearfulness in the face of a difficult situation. Wanting to withdraw and isolate from it because we don't know what to do. How do we learn what to do? We're going to think about it. And we're going to practice. And we're going to do what we need to do. There's an important word too. Any unnecessary fear. We tend to overreact. But there are times, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, there are times that having a reasonable amount of fear is actually helpful. A reasonable amount of caution might be a better word. Caution tells us, don't walk down that dark alley. It might not be safe. Caution tells us to stop doing a lot of things. Stop getting too close to the edge. Some of us have a critical parent that kicks in and says, you're going to fall off of there just like you always do, and start nagging at us. That is a critical parent that is not doing their job. A critical parent is there to say, oops, remember that other time. You can stay right here and go this far, and you don't have to worry about anything because I'm watching out for you. I'm on the job and I'm paying attention to what's safe and what isn't. That's what a critical parent should be doing. When we have parents that are kind and well disposed to us, that's the kind of thing they say. They say, oh, don't get too close. You stay right here and I'll watch out for you. That way we get to have fun. We get to jump in the water and splash around without being afraid of getting too far out in the river. And as we relax, you can just allow your eyes to close. If they aren't already, you'll notice that they've probably gotten tired from holding them open and they may be a little dry. It feels good to know that for a short time, someone else is going to make sure that everything is done to the degree of your comfort, and everybody is going to do this together, knowing that there is safety in numbers, and those numbers may be all of those parts of yourself. And of course, here we're in a group of people doing it together, but all of the parts of you are there to watch out for you. Mostly the adult in the room. You might remember when we had a meeting of all the villagers. We had children, we had adults, we had people of all kinds that did all kinds of functions within us. But we had an adult there that was the leader of the group. This adult's job isn't to be critical. The adult's job isn't to be harsh or mean. This is the adult's job to make sure that those that aren't able to speak up, maybe those children in us that are afraid, maybe the very ones that we're talking to today, the ones that feel like they have to isolate, the ones that feel like they have to protect themselves and hide. The adult in that group is here to lead them now and make sure that even the quiet ones get heard. The ones that are the loudest, those parts of ourselves that are the loudest, are usually angry, upset in some way. They're yelling, but we want to meet their needs. But we want to make sure that the needs of the quiet ones get met as well. So just allow yourself to drift down, to feel your weight on that welcoming surface beneath you. And allow a wave of relaxation to move down through the top of your head, down through your neck, down through your shoulders. Your arms relax. You can send a message to them to relax, to let all your fingers be loose. Just let them be limp. Just let them rest there, lazy and enjoying that wonderful flow of fresh oxygen and nutrients. The relaxation flows down through your chest and back, through your vital organs, and they very much need that fresh flow of oxygen, healthy nutrients, filling every cell, making sure that every cell is healthy, well, and flourishing. You can move down through your hips, down into your legs and the lower part of your legs. You might even think of this relaxation like putting your feet into a cool stream. First one foot, and the other one may be feeling the mossy bank of that stream. Some pretty little grass there. One foot slips into that cool, refreshing stream, and then the other. And that peaceful, cool relaxation moves up through your body, sending another wave of comfort through your entire structure of cells, through your DNA, through anything that may have been pushed out of line by an overactive nervous system, anything that has happened that has caused that. The same way words caused it, words can fix it. And you're just allowing yourself to come back into alignment with who you truly are. Come back into coherence, the right side and left side of your brain working together, moving smoothly like silk on glass from your right brain and creativity into the logical part of your thoughts and back again. Your thoughts moving like a beautiful tapestry from one side to the other. And if you were to imagine a tapestry, you might notice that every now and then the yarn that you're weaving with might get a little snag or a little pinch in it, maybe like a little knot. When we notice that, we might think of that as a time when we have a little bit of a fearful situation. We're talking about everyday things. We might even be talking about something that we see on television or just see driving. Something that makes us say, oh no, we need to find out more about that. Approach it with curiosity and make a decision, just an easy, comfortable decision. And that decision is to understand what's really happening. First of all, is it something that is right there with you? It may be happening 3,000 miles away. It may be happening 30 years away. Whether we're separated by space or time, we can look at that occurrence now when we had just a little bit of fear. We might have wanted to hide. But now we have that adult self, that magical adult that says, just stand your ground a minute. I'm right here with you. Let me walk you away from that situation. We can just walk away from this. We cannot go back if we don't want to. But today we're just going to move far enough away that we can look at it carefully. Look at it curiously. Now, maybe if it was something that happened when you were a child, there wasn't anything you could do about it. Maybe there was. Maybe running and hiding was the very best thing. Or being very quiet. That was then. And this is now. So let's translate that into something that happens in adult life. Because it's very different now. You're a lot bigger. You have your curiosity. You have your understanding. And most of all, you have your ability to choose how you're going to respond. We think of being actors instead of reactors. But I like to think of being a responder. Reacting is something that just overcomes us. And acting tends to be something that we start in the first place. But responding is having a good response to a circumstance. One that isn't overreactive. One that doesn't get too loud. One that we stop from overwhelming us. And one that we have a certain amount of control over. Because adults have a certain amount of control over everything that's happening around them. Imagine the difference between yourself when you were, say, 5 or 6 years old. Look at your size. Look at your size now. Look at how you understood the world. And look at how you understand it now. Look at how you might have not had any expectation of things that happened to you. They just were a total surprise. You didn't have any frame of reference, and you didn't have any skills to deal with it. But now, unfortunately, sometimes we allow ourselves to anticipate something negative. First, we stop that. Relax and go deeper, and let each breath carry you deeper into relaxation. Anticipate understanding. Anticipate choosing a response. Anticipate choosing a backup response. Anticipate your intelligence and your skills, the tools that you've learned in recovery, the tools that you've learned in everyday life, in all those years that have taken place between then and now. you'll notice that it's safe to come out now. It's safe to go outside and walk around your house. It's safe to go and travel to places. And as children, we might have felt it wasn't safe to come out of a closet or behind a couch or someplace that we hid. But that was then, and this is now. So as you relax and go deeper, we aren't going to travel anywhere. We're going to allow looking at different circumstances. But first of all, we're going to relax deeply. So as you drift down into relaxation, drift down deeper and deeper, you can understand that you have options. You can feel those waves of relaxation moving down through your body. Those waves of comfort. As your tension level begins to fall, you could even measure it like a dial that's starting to just turn around and release the tension, or something vertical like a thermometer, whatever you choose. It begins to fall from 10 down to 9, 8, going deeper and deeper into relaxation. 7, 6, 5, 4, for your benefit. 3, 2, and 1, and 0. Your parasympathetic nervous system has engaged now and is relaxing your whole body. It's telling you to shh, be quiet, be at peace. Even if there's something that interrupts your relaxation, you can just give it permission to be there. In that way, you take control over it. You take control over any voices that might butt into your peace and quiet. Take control over any people that seem to interrupt what you're doing. Be at peace. Be at ease. And from this deeply relaxed place, be aware of the fact that you are in control of your nervous system. It's comfortable inside. It's comfortable outside. And you can imagine yourself now going out and beginning to explore a beautiful place where all of your needs are met. You can find a place of safety and a place of relaxation simply by pretending there's a path before you. Take a few steps on that path now and begin to hear the sound of a very gentle rain or a very softly pouring water. Very relaxing and at ease. You continue down that path, and there's nothing in front of you but plants and trees and bushes. But still, you can hear something special coming through there. You begin to push your way through anyway. Push your way through any barriers. Push your way through anything that's trying to hold you back. It can only try, but it can only fail because you're determined to find that place of peace, that place of healing. And on the other side, you begin to see a little area that is very calm. There are big rocks there. The one that overhangs almost right in front of you. And that's where that little stream of water is coming from. A tiny waterfall. And down below it, it's splashing into a crystal clear pool, a large pond, or maybe even a tiny lake. Breeze can blow gently across reeds and grasses there, and maybe some cattails, causing them to wave gently in the breeze. And the first thing you do is look around, because this is your choice. Is this a safe place? Yes, it seems to be. Your eyes can move from side to side as you look carefully in the trees on the other side of the pond. There may be some wildlife. A little raccoon comes down to the edge and drinks water and washes something. Because they wash their food always before they eat it. And it sits there and munches and looks back at you. And you immediately can tell, because it is so relaxed and calm, that there's nothing here to fear. There's brightly colored birds in the trees. They're completely without alarm, just flitting peacefully from branch to branch. Every now and then one of them sings. And it's safe to go further. You've made a choice to go further into this peaceful place. It's safe and ready for you. And you've checked all that out and made a good choice. What else is there? And as you move forward, all of a sudden, all of the foliage just falls away. And there you are in that beautiful glen. Trees and a small field on the other side of that tiny lake. There's some animals grazing there, and the water falling, trickling, crystal clear. And this water is very pure. You can even drink it. Normally you wouldn't do that in a wild stream, but this is just beautiful. And when you reach over to grab some of it in your hand and take a taste, you look past it, and there is a beautiful dry cave. It sits just above the water. It's completely sheltered. Check that out and look at all the indicators to see if it's a safe place. Nothing falling down. The land is dry. There's nothing over there to fear. You can move right into that scene and sit down looking out over that beautiful vista. You have shelter there. You have water. It looks like there may be plenty of things there to eat. There's berries growing down the side. This place seems to meet all of your needs. And there's little branches just waiting there for you to pick them up and make a little fire in the cave. A little one at first to see which way the wind is blowing and to see if the smoke will come out of the cave like it should. And it does. It goes right back into the cave and is drawn up through a ventilation up at the top. This is a safe place for you to come anytime you choose. This is a safe place for you to think, explore different choices. And your subconscious knows all the choices that are available to you. Your subconscious knows that it can actually find many, many different possibilities. And it can check them out one at a time and guide you to something that is appropriate. But this is your safe place to think. There aren't any other people here. There are little animals that come down and drink at the water, but water is so necessary, and places like this are so important to wildlife that there's just kind of a rule that nothing bothers anything else when they're coming to get water. They all come and drink at the same place. Sometimes a mountain lion will be right next to a deer. They can drink and just go on their way. It's almost like there's an agreement in this place that there is peace. There isn't any violence allowed whatsoever. There isn't any rage allowed here. There aren't any people from 30 years ago or 3,000 miles away. This place is right here and right now. Right here and right now, you are safe. You are at peace. New skills. You are developing new thoughts, new ideas, and new behaviors. And in this place, you see that there isn't any reason for fear. This is a place for curiosity and a place to learn new coping strategies, to explore all kinds of ways, both good and bad. By bad, I mean things that don't work well. You explore them and decide that one might not work well. Don't do that. And see, this is where response comes in. And this is why it's important to think ahead. How do we respond? I might have said, or when this happens, I could say, when I feel this way, I could tell people this. All of these things are things to think of in this special place. You could lay down in this place and sleep without any complications whatsoever, without any hesitation. This is a place in your mind and thoughts, a place that is so peaceful because this is the here and now world. Here and now, all your needs are met. Here and now, you are at peace. Here and now, you can look curiously at any circumstance. Here and now, you release fear. Here and now, you understand that you are the authority figure in your life. Here and now, you understand that you can let go of those old patterns. It is safer to let go of the old patterns than it is to keep them. So if you have fear, or you're thinking of being afraid of something, be very aware that you're safer being here and now than you are keeping those old patterns. Because the old fear and the old isolation was more dangerous than anything here and now. Here and now, you are the adult. Then and there was reason for fear. But here and now, you're safe with your own choices. Because you've come to here and now, and you're thinking ahead of your responses and choices. And you can just lie back and relax. And you can use this imagery very easily to go to sleep. And if it's time for sleep, you can remember this beautiful place and drift easily and comfortably into a peaceful, restful state. If you need to wake up to do things for the rest of the evening, you'll have the energy to do that. And when it's time, be able to sleep soundly and restfully and wake feeling wonderful in the morning, knowing that you are awakening in the land of here and now. And it is so much safer than then and there ever was. Here is your place of healing. Here is your place of safety. Rest and feel your weight on that comforting surface beneath you. And in just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, when you open your eyes with the solid knowledge that here and now has come with you into your everyday life. Number 1, just begin to come up. Number 2, feel your weight on that surface, supporting all of your weight, supporting your head. Feels good, it's comforting. You're still very relaxed. With 2, just kind of snuggle down. Get ready to come back to a waking state at the count of 5. Number 3, take a deep breath. Know that you very solidly have pushed through that barrier of the past and you find yourself in here and now. Number 4, take another deep breath, stretch, move around. And number 5, just open your eyes wide awake and feeling wonderful in every way, all the way back, wide awake and feeling wonderful.